What's up, beautiful ladies? It's Dr. Emily Kybert here. I am a chiropractor of 18 years, a mama of two, a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old, and the founder and creator of Thyroid Strong, the only doctor-designed workout program for the ladies with Hashimoto's. And a little over 2 years ago, I paused this podcast in the summer of 2023. And I'm going to fill you in on what's been going on since then. I took the time over the last couple of years to be with my kids. I didn't feel like I wanted to take time away from them. I wanted to kind of simmer in that fun age. And now I feel like they're at a place where they're not like, mommy, mommy, mommy. And I have a lot of thoughts simmering in my head over the last couple of years that I wanted to now bring back to Thyroid Strong Podcast. So over the last 2 years, even though I've been a chiropractor for 18 years, I really wanted to dive deeper into the functional medicine component of Hashimoto's. Obviously, Hashimoto's is a thyroid disease. It is also a condition of the immune system and of inflammation. And so I really wanted to dive into that. And for so long, I had told myself, no, I'm the chiropractor. I know rehab. I know strength training. I leave the functional medicine up to everyone else. And I thought, wow, that's such a disservice, because how many people look at the body through the lens of a chiropractor, knowing that someone has an autoimmune disease and can see patterns and know what's going on internally. Like, oh, do they have an H. pylori infection, parasites, mold exposure? Because so many of those things, now having done my functional medicine training, can affect joint pain and muscle aches. Over the last 2 years, I did Institute for Functional Medicine, Kalish Institute, and Rupa University, which are 3 different functional medicine trainings. They approach functional medicine in different ways. Some prioritize food as medicine and taste the rainbow. That's more of an Institute for Functional Medicine. Some focus on organic acid testing, gut testing, and know nothing about environmental root causes like mold. That would be more Kalish Institute. And then there's Rupa University, which has like micro trainings and everything. I've also trained with Dr. Jill Krista. She's a naturopath who has a holistic course for providers around mold. So really went deep on gut health as it relates to Hashimoto's, mold as it relates to Hashimoto's, and different root causes, adrenal health, parasites. And that's what I've been up to over the last 2 years, is it's taking all that time that I would spend podcasting and put it into really learning what is the hierarchy of what you treat first, and then what you address second, and then what you address third. And I'll tell you a little secret. And I've seen this a lot. If you ever go to a practitioner and they were like, we're going to address SIBO first and Candida first, or we're going to address your Epstein-Barr first, I would find a new practitioner, because those are not the first things you look at. And really, functional medicine looks at the body and sees where are the gaps and how can we address it from a root cause approach. I've also been business coaching other functional medicine docs and chiropractors on how to get online if they're not online already. And then if they already have a practice, how to take it to the next level. So that is something I've also been doing. That's been really fun. And, I have so much experience in that, having had a chiropractic practice for 14 years and growing it to a 7-figure business. And then COVID happening, closing my clinic, and having to pivot with a 9-month-old and a 4-year-old into the online space, and then growing that to a multi-6-figure business. I turned 44 on January 10th. I'm a Capricorn. Hey to all the Capricorns out there. And I was like, wow, okay, it's been 5 years since COVID. What have I been doing? When you work from home, everything kind of blurs. Sometimes I'm like, what day of the week is it? And so the last 5 years, and having turned 44 this year, it felt like a different year. It felt like a little more presence of my own mortality, and no more of, I'll wait when. It will happen when. I kind of feel like maybe what people feel at 40, the big 4-0, is what I've been feeling at 44 years old. And so this year, really sat down and asked myself, what is it that I want to do versus what should I do? What do I want to do versus what should I do? Because I think for many years I've been shoulding all over myself. And What I really want to do is grow Thyroid Strong and help women through every phase of the journey. And the phases are the 6-week Thyroid Strong program that gives you all the cues on how to lift safely and with confidence. The next phase is Stay Strong, which is a membership that just kind of continues Thyroid Strong. It's workouts. And then the next phase is Thyroid Strong Elite, which is food, calories, macros, dialing in the dial movers around weight loss. And the next phase is one-on-one functional medicine health coaching, which I've been doing for the last 18 months, using gut testing, urine mold testing, parasite testing, very comprehensive blood work to see, okay, what are the dial movers? What are the missing pieces that is missed for the Hashi ladies in conventional medicine? Because oftentimes you see your conventional medicine doctor and they're like, here's your levothyroxine, go gluten-free. I'll see you in a year. So many of the women that have come to me are like, but what else? What else can I do? Like, they're real go-getters. They really want to make a change. And so then they come to me and they're like, okay, what else? And I was like, well, let's test, not guess. Let's get the data. Let's get under the hood of every single aspect of your health, from how you're working out, how you're moving your body, how you're sleeping, your nervous system regulation, your thyroid health, your adrenal health, gut health, and then environmental root causes. Think of a pyramid. Bottom of the pyramid is your foundational health. You can do all the testing and all the supplements in the world, but if you don't work on your foundational health, all that shit doesn't matter. So foundational health, how you're moving your body, your steps, your workouts, how you're eating, how you're sleeping, and how you're regulating your nervous system, which you can kind of think of as like stress management. I don't really believe in stress management. I believe in leaning into your stress to use stress to your advantage. But I also believe, and I've only found this out as a mother, that motherhood and aspects of life can be really dysregulating. And so sometimes women, when they're like, my 2 p.m. crash was really just a moment of dysregulation. And if they took 15 minutes to themselves, that 2 p.m. crash went away and they didn't need that 2-hour nap. That is the journey. And one of my visions for 2025 is to really help women on every step of the way, because women are in different places. A lot of women went through Thyroid Strong and they're like, I didn't lose weight. And I'm like, well, I love that feedback. Thank you. But what else are you doing other than just working out? Are you working out and then eating more? That's great for putting on muscle. It's not going to get you to lose weight. You also have to dial in what you're eating. And I'll give you an example. Someone came to me and she is amazing. She's in Nevada. And she was like, I take a 2-hour nap every single day in the afternoon. I'm so fatigued. And so we started with her blood work. Thyroid looked good. She's on medication. We looked at her workouts. We got her lifting. And her number one goal was, I want my energy back. Number 2 goal was, I want my brain back. My brain fog is like insane in the afternoon. And then number 3 was, I want to lose weight, which I was like, okay, let's work on the first 2 so you can get the energy to lose the weight. But the 4th thing was, I want to be spontaneous. If my daughter asks me to go for a hike, I want to be able to go for a hike with her. No inhibitions, no worries about being like, am I going to crash this afternoon? And so we worked on our energy. The first thing we did was look at a sleep study. She's like, I know you want to see a sleep study. You don't need it. I sleep great. It's just that I sleep 8 to 10 hours a night and I'm still exhausted when I wake up. And I'm exhausted all day. And I'm like, girl, we're getting a sleep study. Sure enough, it showed that she was waking up 24 times an hour. Not waking up like wide open awake, but her body was pulling herself out of deep sleep. She was only getting 30 minutes of deep sleep a night. If you work with me, we shoot for 1.5 to 2 hours of deep sleep a night. So she was massively under recovering and under resting because she had sleep apnea, because she had a narrow palate, because she had a tongue tie. So we addressed that. The next thing we looked at was, how are you eating? How are you working out? Nervous system regulation, right? That's the foundation. That's the base of the pyramid. She's like, I homeschool my 2 teenagers and I need a nap at 2. And I was like, it sounds like potentially there's a little bit of dysregulation. Go check out this app. When you feel tired at 2, you're going to tap into that app to center yourself, get some like 20 minutes to yourself. And sure enough, starting to work on her sleep, getting her lifting weights, cutting out the sugar and the processed foods, regulating her nervous system. Her energy came back like 50%. Wow. Okay. She's like, I'm only taking a nap instead of 7 days a week, only 3 days a week. I was like, this is so good. Let's keep going. Then we got her a GI map, and it showed that she had H. pylori and Giardia. And so we addressed that in her and her partner and her kids. And then her energy came back 20% more. She's like, now I'm only taking a nap like once a week. I was like, amazing. Let's keep going. Because I wanted her to be able to do the things she wanted to do. She wanted to have energy. She wanted to get rid of her brain fog. She wanted to lose the weight. And if you have the energy, once you have it, you can do anything with it. You can put all that energy to losing weight. And she wanted the spontaneity to live her life and not sit on the sidelines of her life. She didn't want to be like, oh, my kids are hiking and I'm worried about crashing after, so I'm not going to go. She's like, I went on a hike. I didn't crash and I didn't think twice. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Let's keep going. So then we tested her for mold. Anytime someone comes to me with an autoimmune condition like Hashimoto's and has brain fog and has fatigue, I'm like, we need to rule out mold. And sure enough, her mold test came back positive. She was an action taker. She brought in a great mold inspector. They found mold in her kitchen. She brought in a remediator. She just remediated and they were like, whoa, it's way more extensive than what I thought. And I was like, wow. So we put her on a mold detox, very specific order of how we do things. And she took the steps, she remediated, and now she's in the process of rebuilding her kitchen. And she's like, I haven't taken a nap in 3 weeks. So she went from taking a 2-hour nap 7 days a week to taking 1 nap over the holidays when she had a big influx of people once over the last 3 weeks. So that is a major, major shift. And we went at it from a root cause level, looking at her sleep, looking at her thyroid, looking at her gut health, looking at environmental load. That's what it means to look at your Hashimoto's, not from a conventional medicine perspective, but from a functional medicine perspective, getting underneath the hood of every single aspect of your Hashimoto's. What's driving up inflammation? Over this process, her thyroid antibodies have come down. Her TSH has come down. She has needed to adjust her meds. She has lost 14 pounds. And weight loss was number 3 on her list. So that has been what has been up the last 2 years, was working and studying and really focusing on one-on-one functional medicine, not only from a workout perspective, because I have to tell you, how many functional medicine docs know how to work out with Hashimoto's and how to build your workout program and optimize your body composition and know injuries and know how to do the functional medicine piece. There's like 2, and I'm one of them. So that's what I've been up the last 2 years. This January, I really was thinking of like, okay, what are things that are uniquely thyroid strong? Things that are my intellectual property. And so I wanted to share some of them here. And if you've been inside Thyroid Strong, you're like, oh girl, I've heard these. But if you haven't been inside Thyroid Strong or any of my programs, these will feel like, this is different than the conventional norm, and even different from like what I've heard from my naturopath or my health coach or my functional medicine doc. And so the first one is, we do the hard things. We just do them in small doses. So conventional medicine will tell you to move more, eat less. Functional medicine will tell you to take it easy, don't overdo it, protect your adrenals. And I think both of these messages are a disservice to the Hashi ladies because neither focus on this one very, very important thing, building and maintaining your muscle tissue. Muscle gives you energy. It soaks up extra glucose. It helps you burn calories. And with Hashimoto's, FYI, it's harder to maintain our muscle tissue. It's really easy to lose our muscle, maybe even like a little skinny fat. So number 1, we do the hard things. We lift the weights. We eat the protein, but we do them in small doses so that we don't burn our energy out. Number 2, strength training is a non-negotiable. We lose muscle mass starting at like 2 to 5% a year by the age of 30. Then you layer on perimenopause and muscle loss accelerates. Then you layer on Hashimoto's and a low functioning thyroid. And it's like, whoa, how can the muscle mass even stay on the bone? This is extra challenging. And to keep the muscle on the bone, 2 things: strength training, non-negotiable. Even if you've been told your adrenal glands are tanked, you can still strength train. You just do it in a way that builds your muscle tissue. You take plenty of rest breaks and you do it to support your adrenals. So if anyone's ever told you, don't lift weights, just walk, take it easy, protect your adrenals, I would say that is bunk. I've seen plenty of people with a flatlined adrenal cortisol curve, a salivary cortisol curve, lift weights, and get their energy back. Okay, number 3. Kettlebells are the most forgiving when you are first learning lifting form. Way better than dumbbells, in my opinion. Way better than a barbell. Think about a barbell deadlift. You got to navigate the barbell over the shins. You got to have form really dialed in. Versus kettlebells, you can just have them below you, and your form, as you're learning it, can be a little off. And you can dial it in so that you can move from kettlebells to barbells. But kettlebells are most forgiving when you're first learning form or if you're a newbie to lifting weights. Number 4, Hashimoto's is more than a thyroid condition. It is more than a hormone issue. It is an immune system issue. And when you get to the root cause of the inflammation, just like I talked about, sleep apnea, mold, underlying gut infections like H. pylori, when you get to the root cause of the inflammation, you will feel better and your thyroid labs will look better. Number 5, nothing on your healing journey is a waste of time. Every step gets you closer to feeling like your best self. Everything is a piece of data. So a lot of people are like, oh, I worked with this coach. It was such a waste of time. All they did was help me dial in my food. Hello, you can literally go gluten-free and lose 20 pounds. That is not a waste of time. All I did was work with this functional medicine doc and they underlined some root causes of my gut, underlying gut infections, and I took a bunch of supplements. That's not a waste of time. It's getting to a root cause. It might not be all the root causes, and getting you to feel 10% better. So I think it's really important to remember where we've come from, what's the dream, and every step along the way is filling the gap and helping us walk ourselves to our goal. And every single step is data. Ooh, I don't do well on charcoal binders, but I do better on this binder, right? That's a piece of data to work with. So nothing on your healing journey is a waste of time. The last one, and if you've been in Thyroid Strong, you have heard me say this: momentum over motivation. Momentum over motivation. Motivation is fleeting. You cannot rely on it every single day because every single person on the planet wakes up on a certain morning and is like, I don't want to do the workout. I want to eat whatever the F I want. And motivation is fleeting. So I encourage you, baby steps. Who do I want to become? I wrote this on my calendar for January 2025. I am a morning person. I am someone who lifts weights. I am a mama. I'm a business mentor and consultant. And if we just break these down, I'm a morning person. Okay. I want to be a morning person. I'm not a morning person by nature, but I want to be one. So to be a morning person, I'm not going to rely on motivation. I'm going to rely on momentum. So in order to be a morning person, what do I have to do? I have to put myself to bed. I have to not binge Netflix. I have to put my kids down and then put myself down and not go back to work. I need to shower before my kids, because if I fall asleep putting down my kids and then jump in the shower, I am wide awake until midnight. The have. So when I am a morning person, I can get my workout in. I never miss it. I can get more work done and enjoy the quiet of the morning before the chaos happens and ensues. And so to do that, we have to rely on momentum, baby steps every day. Waking up 15 minutes earlier than the day before, making a game plan the night before to be successful in the morning. I don't rely on motivation. So I'll say this is the last one because this was kind of what I was talking about in referral to momentum over motivation is be, do, have. So many of us want to have our dream. We want to lose the weight, get the energy, be uninhibited in how we do whatever we do. And we're like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? Why don't I have the body I want? Why don't I have the energy I want? Why is it not working? And oftentimes, and I do this with my business coaching clients too, it's how are you doing? Like, what are you doing to get the have? And even before that, who are you being to do the do to get and have what you want? If it's not working, I take 2 steps back. It's like, who are you being in the process? What are you doing? You are not going to lose weight if you are in a caloric surplus. Like, I don't care what you do, what hormones or nervous system reset you do and work on. If you are eating too many calories, you're not going to lose weight. So be, do, have. All right, ladies, Thyroid Strong Podcast is back. There's going to be a lot more solo episodes, a lot more episodes around functional medicine, interviews with some guest experts, interviews with some women who've gone through Thyroid Strong because they are so inspiring. They're so inspiring. I think about them every day. And every morning I write, I am grateful for blank. And so many times it's like the women who loved Thyroid Strong and kept going and trusted me on their healing journey. All right, ladies, I will see you next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, drop a comment and a 5-star review into iTunes or Spotify. It just gets more people and more reach and more women with Hashimoto's listening to this podcast. And thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful.